Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us again on another edition of the Jboy Show. Going to add something new to the show. Every time I want to give a 5 to 10 minute monologue about kind of some current events in the SEC, sports in general, something that's on my mind, just another way to add to the show. Think about it like getting a segment. Don't want to go over 5 to 10 minutes, and then we're going to get to our interviews as usual. Got a great one today with former GM of the Jets and current ESPN NFL front office insider Mike Tannenbaum. I'm going to talk some Aaron Rodgers, Julio Jones, and some post-draft talk. But first, I do want to give a shout-out to our partners at betonline.ag. Head over there today. The online casino is always open. Whether you want to bet Major League Baseball, NFL when it gets here. We know, obviously, NBA is in the playoffs right now. Team props, player props, anything like that. They've got great sign-up bonuses. Like I said, the online casino is always open. That's betonline.ag. Head over there today and tell them that Jboy sent you. But I want to kick this thing off with talking about something, and Aaron Rodgers has been in the news, wanting out of Green Bay. There's kind of a battle going on in between him and Green Bay, and I dissect that with Mike Tannenbaum here shortly. But it kind of parlays it into a bigger thing when we're talking about culture and we're talking about foundation. I talk about it on the show a lot, and I don't want it to sound cliche, but it is huge. It is one of the biggest things to have a locker room that you can trust, that polices itself, and that there's no cancers that end up affecting you off the field. It's almost harder for a coach, GM, whatever, to win off the field than it is on the field. Because typically the teams that are able to have that locker room, that cohesion, that structure, tend to win. We hear terms like the process from Nick Saban. Well, what is that? The process is obviously grinding it out in practice and getting a little bit better each day, but doing the things outside of catching the ball, throwing the ball, tackling the ball carrier, going to class, holding your teammates accountable. When new guys come into that locker room, they either embrace the way that you've done it or they leave and you turn it into a machine. And that's what successful coaches do. That's what successful CEOs do. And that's what people in the world of competition and team sports, those are the teams and those are the organizations that end up winning championships. And I say that to look at Aaron Rodgers. And people will say, oh, if you're Green Bay, don't let him go. Make him sit. To me, regardless of how talented Aaron Rodgers is, and he's uber talented, he's one of the best out there, kind of invented a little bit of a different way to play the game and kind of came out of nowhere. But sometimes you have to cut bait. Because if a guy sticks around like that, and listen, I'm not saying Aaron Rodgers is a bad person, but if he's unhappy, and it's your best player and he's unhappy, that permeates itself throughout the team. And he doesn't even have to be in the locker room, because Aaron Rodgers holds sway a ton with that team. And it seems that Aaron has made up his mind that he doesn't want to go back. And if you, from the Packers standpoint, you want to get the full value you can get for Aaron Rodgers. That is obvious. Get it now, get it later, 2 first-round picks, whatever. But eventually, you have got to release him because it's going to become a problem that eats you from the inside out. And I kind of correlate that to this Eric Gilbert situation a little bit. And to all the LSU fans that are really upset that he left, I understand losing a great player and how that makes you feel. But if Eric Gilbert wasn't happy at LSU, which seemed to be the case, if there was distractions or problems off the field at LSU, which seems to be the case. Coming off a season, they went 5-5, and it wasn't like he set the world on fire. Not saying he won't be a great player in the NFL or get his act together or whatever, but it may be a good thing that he's gone. Maybe for the locker room, because there's a ton of talent in that LSU locker room. For those guys, it may be the best thing that could happen. And it may be the best thing that could happen to Eric Gilbert. Sometimes that break is mutually beneficial. And regardless of how talented a guy is, if it is going to eat at the foundation and affect the outcome for everybody else, it's smarter to cut bait, shake hands, and go different directions. So to all the LSU fans that are freaking out, and Georgia fans, I'd be excited. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, be excited. It could be a change for Eric Gilbert, a new structure, a fresh start. To quote Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg, be the Febreze brothers. Be a fresh start. So, to me, while you do lose a player if you're LSU, or you do lose an elite player if you're Green Bay, which the only difference is Green Bay can get something back for that. The only thing LSU can get back is maybe a better locker room because there's enough talent to win there or at least compete. And you never know the inner workings of how the dominoes of a player leaving can affect. Maybe it motivates the next guy to step up even more now that he knows he's going to have a role. Now you don't have a cloud hanging over you if you're in that position room of, is Eric Gilbert coming back? Is he not? Now the coaches don't have to sit here and answer. Is he coming back? Is he not? Because I'm sure they get asked about it all the time. Now you know the troops you have pretty much, and you can go to war. And at the end of the day, your job as a coach, your job as a GM, or a leader of a team is to make sure that the off-the-field culture and the foundation marries up with the discipline you want on the field. And that's how you create not only a winner, but a consistent and a dominant winner. Ask Nick Saban. It's called The Process. All right, very excited to get to Mike Tannenbaum, former NFL GM for the New York Jets, current ESPN NFL front office insider. Great interview. We're talking more Aaron Rodgers, Julio Jones, post-draft talk. It's a crazy time of year, so make sure you check us out.